Hello, everyone. Hello, dear colleagues from around the globe, and welcome to another session of Teach.Love.Earn with talented teachers from around the globe, from all over the world. And actually, you may be my next guest, so please feel welcome to watch this session. Leave your comments, what you agree with, what you don't agree, what was insightful for you, what was new for you, what you knew already. Please feel welcome to subscribe and drop me a line if you would like to be my next guest. And who knows, you may be one. So today we are talking about PLN. As the title suggests, these are personal learning network or professional or personalized. This is what we are going to discuss today with my guest, a wonderful, talented teacher from Ukraine, Ms.Inna Piankovska. She knows what she will be talking about because she has succeeded in this area. She has built up her own professional learning network, professional network, personal network, and she knows all of the bells and whistles and all of the tools how to build it efficiently, first of all, how to use it, how not to sink in this ocean of information, this ocean of many talented and wonderful bloggers, wonderful teachers, but how to select who to follow, how to be with them, how to stay connected, how to keep in touch, and how to benefit from it for 100%. So this session, I hope, will help you to understand whether you take the most of a personal learning network or professional learning network, and I hope you will definitely see some new tools, because when I was preparing for this session and I read a post by Ms.Inna about the different instruments and different websites which we can use in order to ease our life in terms of all of these information, just operating it, and it's super helpful and valuable. So no further ado, please welcome my guest, Ms.Inna. Hello.
Hi there. Great to
Hello,
see you,
Inna.
Olga.
Happy to see you. Welcome,
Oh,
welcome
thank you
again.
for having me. It's a pleasure.
I have to mention that we already had a session with Inna, and it was a fantastic session where Inna was sharing her experience, how she was a university lecturer, how she was building her career there, and then she decided to change it completely and go into blogging and to become an online teacher trainer, methodologist, tutor. And why I'm saying that Inna has succeeded, because she has opened her own teacher talking club. Am I correct? And it's been for several rows already, and it's just a lot to share. Please make sure to follow Inna's Instagram, because she's sharing a lot of useful information. She is also providing the webinars for teachers and live sessions on Instagram, so you can find the in the description you can find the link to Inna's Instagram. Make sure to check it out. Inna, I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, I'm
And
so excited.
I was so looking forward to our session today, because I got much interested, when I digged a little bit into your post and then online in the open source, and kind of realized that there is not only professional and personal, so kind of this separation, but there is also something like personalized. And it seems like one can understand what is the difference. However, still, could you please bring some light here?
Well, sure. The thing is that I mean, depending on the source where you like can look up this term, you can find either or, right? Professional or professional slash personal slash personalized, and to me, all of these interpretations, all of these kind of types to decipher this like initial word in this acronym, they all make sense because they actually reflect all the facets of this phenomenon, right? So we start from professional, right? This is your reason, so why you would like to actually start like doing this in the first place. You want to pursue professional development, right? You want to become a professional, like a better professional, right? And then this is yours, right? So it's personal, right? Because this is you, like who's doing this, and you are like responsible. You're in charge of this, and then it's personalized because you do this according to interests, according to your needs, according to your professional goals, after all. So that is why I believe all of these, let's say, ways to interpret P, they do make sense. And unfortunately, it's impossible to put together one word that would comprise like all of these terms. But I don't think that we need to kind of set these apart because all of them reflect the meaning and the essence of this professional or personal learning network.
Great, great. That's a very detailed answer. Thank you so much. This is what I would like to hear indeed. So as far as I got it right now, we all start from the professional learning network. We all come into that because we want our personal needs to be satisfied and to gain some knowledge for our personal expectations. But then inside of this, we personalize it depending on what are actually the criteria. It's kind of which methodology I'm more interested in, or which are the figures in ELT that I
yeah, that's a very good question, actually. And I guess the fact that it all belongs to this like personalized, let's say, like part of this definition, I believe it's all up to you. So you might start from certain more general things, right, and learn something, and then like narrow down the list of sources, resources, bloggers. Like indeed, these days, like it is not so difficult to actually, as you put it, like to drown in the ocean of information, because like if I compare, let's say, some blogs that I would read a few years ago, and like these days, I see that so much wonderful content is put up online, and there's so much, like so many wonderful bloggers, so many wonderful teachers who reach out and like who share their like points of view, their perspective. So there are like these days, I believe, so I got interested in this topic like around 2013, and since then this like the ways to build your professional learning network, I mean, they have multiplied, right? That there are like so many more ways these days to actually to pursue a professional development in a such an exciting and like efficient and rewarding way, I would say. And like I hope to tell about everything that I got to know like throughout these years.
Absolutely. We would be much interested in the actual instruments and tools, but because you mentioned, I think it would be very interesting to compare, because you said that you've been building it up since 2013 approximately. Could you please compare what it looked like offline in the previous world and what it is now for the recently, for the last year?
Well, actually, so when I talk about like my professional learning network, like it's been like mostly online since the very beginning. Like in 2013, after I defended my thesis and I wanted something else, that's something totally different. I wanted to engage with a topic that is absolutely different from the topic of my thesis, and somehow I don't remember how exactly, but I bumped into this topic of educational technology, online tools and stuff, and I got totally like fascinated with this. It developed me, and this is how I found the site, which is called Scoop It. And if you, so can I share my screen? Because like I
Absolutely,
prepared
yes,
two
please
tabs.
do.
Okay, just want to show the way it looks, and then I'll continue my story while you have something interesting to look at, not only our pretty faces. Okay, so here we go. So I suppose you should be able to see it, or is it still loading?
Maybe
Okay,
there is a
all right.
couple of seconds delay, so I'm waiting for it.
Okay, so basically this is so Scoop It is a content curation tool, as they come to be known. All right, is it?
I still cannot
No.
see it, so I'm
Huh,
reloading it.
this is interesting. Okay. Okay, it says the browser can't access my screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good, because we checked everything worked before.
Yeah, all right, no problem. Good, all right, but okay, Scoop It. On that, I'll tell you about it a little bit. So it's a content curation tool. It's one of the content curation tools. And so my personal and professional learning network kicked off by actually gathering information, right? So obviously, I was interested in many topics concerning education, but educational technology was much more interesting. And in this way, I got to know a lot of people like Nick Peachy, for example, who actually has a few blogs on like teaching technology. So what else? This guy who does the like videos, like teacher videos for teachers or something like this. He was in this conference you were in at the weekend. You know.
Express Publishing?
Yes, yes. That's you posted the stories with this guy. I forgot his name though.
There were many.
Yeah. I mean, but okay, doesn't matter. All right. So, but he does this like videos for teachers, something like this, technology videos for teachers or something. I mean, so
I
it's about
remember he was very cheerful one. Oh my
yeah,
god. I will
yeah.
find his
Okay,
name and put into comments below.
okay, good. All right, that just slipped my mind, but he was among the first, like, who kind of inspired me in this topic. Then there was Larry Ferlazzo, and you know his blog, like jam packed with all sorts of kind of resources. He has like this super. I mean, I don't know how one person can manage this, but anyway, right? So many lists for teaching different things different ways, you know, like so. And those were my first, let's say, sources of inspiration for educational technology. Yeah, and then just because I tried like myself blogging a little bit back then, I had my little blog on the Blogspot, you know, by Google, right? Okay. And so one of the ways to kind of showcase my work was kind of by sharing it on Twitter. So basically what I did, I connected all three not networks, kind of sources, Scoop It, Twitter, and my blog. So and I also, when I started using Twitter, by using hashtags, I found all the cool guys and ladies. And this is a good way because these days, like I found out that like recently, like I found out that people have a bit of a mistaken idea of Twitter. They say, oh, like on Twitter, people just kind of have these online fights and quarrels and say bad things to each other, you know, you name it. But in fact, if you follow the right people, so it's all about constructive things. Like, I mean, there's a lot of information to be learned, a lot of interesting people to get to know, a lot of interesting activities to get involved in. So if you're an English teacher, so like hashtags for you is like ELT, ELT plus something like maybe if you're interested in CELTA or exams, so go for these hashtags like CPE, CAE, English teaching, English teacher, you know, English tutor, whatever. I mean, so all these. I've got me here. I just.
Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you. All good.
Okay. All right. It just like your image is frozen, so I was afraid that the connection is bad. Okay.
If it disappears, just continue because
Okay. Oh,
you're
great.
the
Okay.
only one who can hear me. I'll be back.
Yeah. No
If
problem.
something happens.
All right. Okay. Cool. So yeah. So basically, like ELT, TEFL, EFL, you know, all these abbreviations, they will lead you to people from the ELT world that you would like to follow, like learning English learning. So hashtags, I mean, everybody knows hashtags because of Instagram these days, I believe, but they started off on Twitter. I mean, Twitter gave birth to hashtags and the idea of hashtags as a phenomenon. Okay. And we need to give credit where it's due. Okay. So, yeah, and Twitter, I mean, why Twitter is great for English teachers? There are a few reasons, actually. First off, like most, I don't know, I mean, depends what you call them. So ELT gurus or just great colleagues or teachers like who let's say, who showcase the work internationally, right? So most like authors, right, famous authors of the books we use, they are on Twitter and they're very approachable, and they actually have very interesting discussions on Twitter. There are more of them on Twitter than in any other social network. So that is why it's a great way to get in touch with them. Another reason is that there's wonderful content there. So all those people, so you can read their discussions, right? You can contribute to those discussions. You can see lots of wonderful, like, kind of people showcasing their work or presentations, lots of insights and outtakes from a number of conferences. Some interesting like kind of screenshots of some presentations or research, and you might get interested in a certain topic just because you've seen this interesting quote, and it can kind of send you down the rabbit hole, and then you can discover a lot of interesting things for yourself. Another thing is that you can get more interactive still by joining not ELT chat, a Twitter chat. Okay, so there are a number of Twitter chats. I took part in a few, like maybe one, like two, three, maybe, but not so many back in the day. I
Can
mean,
you
not
name it?
recently.
And back in the day.
Yeah. So sometime, so it was around maybe, you know, like 5 years ago or so.
Okay.
So the thing is, so there are always, I mean, all of these, in order, if you want to, you can use a hashtag Twitter chat to find, because like there are so many of them. There's like ELT chat. I mean, it used to be huge, like ELT chat. There's something like ELT technology chat or something like this. So, I mean, there are a lot of specific topics. I mean, so it depends what you're interested in. So, and by using hashtag, you can find people who are involved in this and actually get get into this. Well, so the way it happens is that there are questions that the participants post, but you need to always add a hashtag, and this is how they find you, right? And then you post an answer by adding a hashtag, and there are special add-ons to Twitter that you can use in order to only see this conversation going. But sometimes they post some follow-ups, the most interesting questions and answers, so you can always get like the kind of a summary of the discussion, or get some materials that are devoted to this chat on the whole. Yeah, and this is the way to get to know more colleagues, because they start following you, you start following them back, and which is great. It was a whole new experience to me, and I'm glad I tried it. So
Having said
yeah.
that, I'm sorry for
Mm-hmm.
interrupting you.
No
Can you
problem.
please name any of the, actually say us any of the names, because you shared
Yeah.
a few on your Instagram post. So out of
Yep.
them, you suggested to follow Hugh Della,
Yeah.
Harm,
Yeah. Jeremy
J,
Harmer,
something
Santa
like that.
Millen. Yeah. Jay Gakonga. Um, any author of like
The
of
actual
the book
course
on
books.
LT is there. It's just their names might be slightly different. I mean, their Twitter nicknames might be different from the actual names, but it's not so. I mean, so normally they kind of people retweet stuff, and sometimes the interesting stuff. Who's that? All right, I'd like to follow this guy or this lady, right? So there are so many wonderful people, like yeah, and recently, because I take part in another way of let's say one more way I discovered is it's a methodology speaking club I'm taking part in, which is organized by Tyler Sharp, and one of the oh my god, some moderators there is also on Twitter. Her name there is Katie ELT. So, and like she introduced to us a very interesting like way to find great ideas for lessons if you use a Jamboard, like Google Jamboard. So there's a hashtag like ELT Jamboard or something, or ELT Jam something. And then by using this hashtag, you can find ideas for Jamboard. And basically, there's even the community, which is called ELT Jam. So it's another way of professional. You see, I mean, din din din. Okay,
Yeah, it's
first,
like a chain, yeah.
yeah, we're just jumping from one to another because it's a network, right? Everything is connected. So this is a very interesting community. Check it out. I'm going to take part in one of the sessions on Saturday. So basically, what you have to do is to think of an idea for a lesson that involves using Google Jamboard, and then during the session, you are divided into small groups of 3, and you discuss each other's ideas and think whether they are cool. Well, obviously they are cool, but whether there's a way to improve them, things like that. So, and I believe it's a great way, and in such a way you get to know new people, and then you may get to know something else. So, and which is awesome. Okay, so yeah, so this is by joining, let's say one let's say station in your network, right? You get other connections, right? And it can go on forever, but you need to let's say prioritize. Okay, and this is what I do when it comes to Twitter. Obviously you can't stay there forever, so I use Twitter once in a while. For example, maybe once a month, once like a fortnight, or like 2 weeks. I try to pop in just to take a look at recent editions, or maybe use a hashtag I'm interested in. But even if I stay there for like 15 minutes, so I always compare it to the process of like if you have a bucket and there's a river and you put the bucket into the river and it's like full of water straight away. So the same goes for Twitter. So once you pop in, you have ideas for, I don't know, like loads and loads of weeks ahead, and like it's easy, so easy to get overwhelmed. Like the other day, popped in and oh my God, so, this interesting site. I've never heard about it. Oh, there's this interesting like resource idea for a lesson. Oh my God, another like cool like blog kind of jam packed with wonderful ideas. How can I kind of process this? I mean, yeah. So this is how it works, and then I believe even if you have like a few favorite sources, you are never short of ideas.
Absolutely. I agree so much
Lessons
because
or
whenever I come to Twitter, just in 5 minutes, I already have something to, like, you see one post, then you follow a hashtag, then you see other
Mhm.
posts, and it's like in five
Exactly.
minutes you have a huge
Hmm.
resource of information
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, true, right? It's like it's like hypertext, right? You kind press the link and then, all right.
Yeah,
So many other
exactly.
links. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. So
and
another. Mhm.
what does it look like now? So you said that you started with the Twitter and
Yeah.
some
Yeah. So
personality
it was
stuff. What did?
about gathering information. Yes.
Mhm.
Initially, right? So these days, it's more about people and interaction, and actually all the benefits that interaction and opinion, like exchange of opinions, like discussion, getting insights from the experience of other teachers can bring us. So I try to focus on this. Uh, it's actually, so I kind of renewed my PLN a lot since I started blogging, because then I started following other teacher bloggers. I started getting to know people on, let's say, like offline when it was still possible. And I look forward to actually having this opportunity again. Yeah, so you get to know people, you start following them, and then you get to know something interesting and you interact. So yeah, so basically because of this, I got to know a few wonderful people like Mariana Lisovsko, Evgenia Tatarova, who actually introduced me to other learning networks, so and like these days I'm part of a few teaching communities, and which is great. I totally enjoy it. I don't always have time to perhaps like enjoy each of them to the fullest, but whenever I need it, well, I try to kind of see how I can like benefit. And I don't mean benefit only for something like selfish or whatever, but it's just having the opportunity to interact with people, like all these wonderful informal meetings that Evgenia organizes, for example. Though I remember we had such a wonderful like Christmas party together with teachers from all over the world. And then another person who inspires me a lot is Yelena Mutanano, and like she organizes, oh hello, and she organizes this like online teacher summit. And so basically it's possible to get to know other teachers, and then you can just get together. I know like my colleagues who took part in this last year, and since then they organize sort of like mastermind groups, and they've been having regular meetings discussing different issues, which is awesome. And for example, I also, let's say, got together, like thanks to Mariana's, let's say, club, I got to know, like we have this mastermind group as well, and we have like we try to have regular weekly meetings. And so we started off as the kind of experience exchange thing, but we've been doing this for more than a year, and it gradually turned into a super cool, amazing support group. And so we often meet to kind of, let's say, complain on something, maybe say that like we are facing a difficult period in life and we need support. And like this is a great thing, and this is when personal personal is actually so important, because in our profession we work with people, but it's not only about us as professionals, but us as people and personalities and issues we face, uh, like because we are humans, right? Okay, and having a support group like that is invaluable, is super precious. So and this is how, you know, being part of one community can lead you to being part of another community, and then getting to know somebody else. And yeah, for example, thanks to Evgenia, I also got to know about Jimmy Cady, and his lesson stream community, which I joined as well. So yeah, so as you
With
see, like,
whom, by the way, I also
yeah,
have an interview, so it is here
all
on the
right,
channel.
yeah,
Just go and
mm-hmm.
check the interview with Jamie Cady about the storytelling, about
Mm-hmm.
what I actually do. He says, do pictures tell stories? And the answer is no, pictures don't, but people do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
again, it comes to the personal part. So it's,
Mm-hmm.
first of all,
Mm-hmm.
people. Actually, I would like also to use a second to just say that everyone who is watching this video right now, guys, please feel welcome to check Inna's Instagram profile and Twitter profile for all of the other details, which hashtags she follows or uses, which personalities. Just drop her a line and she will give you any hints, any ideas in detail, because we're gonna move on to the question on how not to drown in this ocean. But
Mm-hmm.
all of the names, all of the personalities, just follow her, because Inna is sharing a lot on her stories and in her posts.
Ah,
So Inna,
trying.
let's come to this part when
Mm-hmm.
how to not get so much overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can really kind of specify this, which instruments, which tools you use. So you say, I come to Instagram, what's next? I come to Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
what's
Mm-hmm.
next?
Yeah, yeah. These days, like Instagram is one of the main, let's say, like parts in my professional learning network, because like I connect with more teachers using this platform, and sometimes I get invited, like by you or some other colleagues. Sometimes I invite people, and I like the way, you know, communication happens, like in comments to some posts. I see that which topics resonate with my audience. uh, yeah, but I believe whatever you decide to do, like when it comes to professional development or other professional goals that you pursue, I believe the first step is to understand your needs. I mean, whenever we start teaching our students, right, we do needs analysis in the first place, because in order to develop a plan, find resources, right, we need to understand what they need them for, right, what their goals are, right. And these days, one of the reasons we get overwhelmed with information is because there's so much of it, and like we tend to, well, sometimes, right, we tend to rely on somebody else's opinion or somebody else's choices and trust them more than we trust ourselves. Okay, and I believe this is something that we need to change. Obviously, you can trust your colleagues because they might have more experience or something, but you need to be able to define, let's say, the goals for your professional development, and they come from things that you feel, let's say, you feel you need this more than something else, not because it's more attractive or just because everyone else is doing this, but perhaps because this is something that you think you will benefit the most at the moment, because you understand that, okay, like everybody, I don't know, like for example, like lexical approach, my favorite topic. Okay, so everybody, oh, lexical approach this, lexical approach that. Okay, but let's see, I mean, do you really need it? Okay, look at what you are doing, right? um, how can your pupils or students benefit from it? Okay, so at first, in order to understand so you need like a little bit of information, right? So it's okay to watch a short video maybe, or like a webinar maybe. I mean, there's so much stuff like online these days. Or just read a little bit, maybe read about a specific exercise, for example, that is based on lexical approach, and just like based on this you can figure out, is this something that resonates with your teaching beliefs, with what you do? Does it seem like you could do this? Try a little, like a little idea, right? Try to implement it. Is it going to work out? If it does, right, so then you might want to learn more about it. Okay, then you might want to find people who know more about this, who kind of have been dealing with this topic for a while and can give you advice or something. So, and then you can browse materials or whatever. But like I've been a victim of this overwhelm, and I still have loads and loads of materials on my hard drive and my Google Drive because of this. I try to actually narrow down my interest, but I'm very curious, and maybe it's one of the drawbacks. So so what helps me, it's actually understanding, like, do I really need it? Am I going to use this book sometime in the future, of this webinar or whatever? Because like it's physically impossible to even like get familiar with everything, right? So we need to be quite picky these days, and understand that like it's impossible to embrace everything. So when I started off, like as a blogger and as an online tutor, I decided that, okay, so I work with adults, only with adults, okay, and I prefer to work with higher levels, okay, so I hardly ever take beginners these days, so almost everybody is like around B2 level. Then I also, I mean, these days I don't have, like, my students are not like all of them are teachers, but a lot of them are teachers, which is great, and this is something I wanted as well. And there are a few spheres that I kind of dig deep. It's like lexical approach. This is like lingua coaching or language coaching, or whatever you name it. And like andragogy as the paradigm of teaching adults in general. I find its principles very important. And so basically everything that I try to focus on these days revolves around like these topics. So
Yeah, it's like they say this good choice, this huge variety exists for a reason. It's just because there are so many people, and all of us,
exactly.
we have different interests and different things kind of come into melody with our soul. That's why we can choose one way or another, but we obviously cannot follow all of them. That's why we really
Mm-hmm.
need to narrow ourselves in specific.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, obviously, before you narrow down, it's a good idea to get to know, right? Something, and I guess like platforms like Instagram, they're great because there you can see teachers like sharing a lot, and then you can see what resonates with you more, right? What professional position, I mean, so what components you would like to add to your professional outlook, to your professional position. And another thing, I believe that joining like other teachers projects is great as well. Like as I said, like recently I've joined the project like that, and like I've been finding this very rewarding. I see that there are a lot of speaking clubs for teachers these days as well, which is awesome. I guess when teachers come together to discuss topics that matter to them is wonderful. And I myself like launched a project for teachers because of this, because teachers need to come together and talk about things that matter to us. And I'm happy that as a result of this project, like some teachers got to know each other better, and I see them gonna meet each other like offline if they live in the same city, or just do something together, and it feels great. It feels great because of this.
Fantastic, fantastic. Inna, can I ask you to say a little bit more about this um, just a sec. There was
Sure.
Scoop It, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned, and also you were saying that there are the instruments for collecting the information. I'm checking in your post. This bookmarking, contact curation tools, depot, peer trees. A few words about that, because I from this list I know only Pinterest and
So basically they work according to the same principle, right? So you create like a board or a list, and you add links, right? Because you want to like organize them according to a certain like topic, to be able to find a certain link more easily. So they slightly differ from each other, obviously. I've been actively using Pinterest and Scoopit, maybe not so much recently, but I like using Pinterest for finding some interesting ideas, you know, and maybe some pictures for my lessons. Yeah, so basically it works. So when you create your profile on Scoopit, first it will ask you a few questions. I don't know, maybe it has changed since I registered there. So normally it asks you questions like, so what are your interests, you know, and then based on your interests, it suggests you the posts, okay, or the people. Okay, so and for example, like my topic there is like one of the boards that is the most active is called educational. I mean, is in the topic of educational technology. So I can find other people from this and from this topic and follow them, and I see their posts right as I see like Instagram posts in my newsfeed, okay, and I can rescoop them right onto my board or any other board that I have there. So so it's a great way to have great materials like at your fingertips, because you know, for example, I'm really bad at like bookmarking, like browser bookmarking. Let's say I have loads of folders, and then I sometimes I forget that I have this material there, or I have this resource, and because you know, sometimes we've just because we tend to appreciate what we have less, we think that out there's something better. So instead of looking at our bookmarks in a browser or in some other, like on some other sites, we start, you know, searching something again. And I believe it's a bad habit, especially like I'm talking about myself. I need to change it. I need to work on this. And I discovered how what big a trap it is when I was preparing like a presentation, like a webinar some time ago, like last year or something, and I knew that I have some materials in my bookmarks, so I actually only used what I had in my bookmarks, and I understood how much good stuff I have there, but somehow I always failed to kind of resort to these resources I have in my browser. Yeah, so if you bookmark stuff, please review them from time to time.
Yes, recirculate it. So
Exactly.
use a moment not only to check the feed, the newest, the news on Twitter, Instagram, but also check your own feed, because there are things to use.
Yeah, exactly. All these kind of saved posts on Instagram, like everything that we save. So, I mean, the problem is, I don't like myself. I try to get back to this regularly, but it's still a problem, right? And it's because because of the way social media works, right? We're conditioned to start searching for something new, to get this like, oh my god, this is good, this is even better, right? So instead of resorting to what we have, okay.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I'm so curious to see the actual websites, and you would like to share your Twitter to show us how to find
I
things.
wanted to do
Maybe
that, but
we can try again.
let's give it a shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's give it a shot. I will see
Because
what is
I know that
possible.
you even prepared some magazine or journal you would like to.
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
yes, I can see
Oh,
it.
it is working. Oh my God, I should have done that before. Okay.
Look at that.
All right, cool. So actually, this is my board, one of my boards in like Scoopit, right, which is called
Okay.
TFL methods. Well, I didn't find a better name back then. Okay, so and as you see, so okay. As you see, there are some interesting posts here, like on recording. Okay, again, you can also add kind of tags here to be able to find stuff more easily, right? So, and all of these about some online tools because I was crazy about it when I started it. Yeah, so like Jeopardy, you know, like all the stuff you're
It looks
familiar
so
with.
helpful. Oh my god.
Yeah. So as you see, like Instagram for teachers, for example, you know, or 6 awesome resource websites to find stuff for your classes. Why not? Okay. So as I said,
That's
never
why I
you.
say that Inna is a great source of inspiration.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, so basically, yeah, so a lot of, I mean, so as you see, there are so many pages here, like 79, because you know, I've been doing this for years. Okay, so this is Scoopit, and well, I'll stop this one, and
Is it
perhaps,
possible to follow you on Scoopit? Because like you
yeah,
belong to
if
the
you, yeah,
Thinker's.
sure,
Oh,
absolutely, yeah.
cool. So
Okay, so
task for
and
myself tonight is to register on Scoopit and follow Inna.
sure, okay. So then I'll try to show Twitter if it's still possible. Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Look at that. Oh my God. There was a temporary glitch that we took for something permanent. Okay. Uh, so look at the, I mean, if you read my description, so as you see, I joined in like almost 10 years ago. Can you imagine that? It's crazy.
Jesus, time flies.
And like as you see, back then I was interested in using technology and web tools in classroom and exploring opportunities of student blogging because I taught a course called vocabulary, and I made all my students set up their blogs to use active vocabulary and recycle and practice it in their blog posts. Okay, so I was very
Very, very
cruel.
nice.
I was very cruel. Okay.
So
Uh,
creative.
uh, I'd like to show you like people I read and more than 700, right? So you see like Katie, right? I mentioned Olga Ernst, like who joined Twitter not so long ago, but she's a great professional. She's more active on Instagram.
And I believe
Okay.
you two had the interview together, the live session.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I did an interview with her. Exactly. Okay, you see, you remember things better than I do. Okay. So, and as you see, there are a lot of people here, and next to each of them is either educator or author or materials writer, you know, or some what do you call them, acronyms, or ELT or ESOL or whatever. So you see, like all of these guys are about something related to ELT world. Okay. So, and another thing I'd like to show you is this hashtag ELT Jam board. Okay. So, and you can actually look for photos straight away, right?
All right.
Okay, and as you can see, lots of people like showcase their lesson ideas using like Jamboard, right? So
Wonderful. It's just come, take, and
yeah.
use. And the beauty is that you can always leave a comment and you can chat to a person, to the creator, and just get in touch and get to know each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of wonderful ideas. Even Jeopardy is possible, something. And the thing is that a lot of those teachers, they actually share the frameworks and yeah. So I mean, for Jamboard, if they share their ideas, you can also take a look at more details about it. Okay, and for example, if you look at my feed, right? So for example, like straight away we see a discussion going on here, right? How do you implement an edtech tool to an entire district and school and ensure it's being utilized often by teachers? I guess it's an interesting question. You might want to follow the discussion. Okay, so yeah, so if you read the right people, so there's always something. I mean, by right people, I mean those that correspond to your pursuits, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, so there's always some interesting ideas, some like information, yeah, some like retweets, links to interesting materials, right? Yeah, so sometimes though, you don't want to follow a person, right? So you can create lists.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting. Can you show us?
I'm not sure if, okay, I don't remember what list I have, so sorry if there's something. Okay. What? No. All right. Okay. All right. So, oh my God, look at this. Look at this.
Okay.
So, I mean, all my secrets, all my secrets. Art,
Okay, don't show it.
art, business English, David Bowie. French, I don't know why I have this list. Okay, humor, IT. Okay, I know why I have IT because I used to work with IT guys,
That is
right? And
really embarrassing. Oh my god, come
yeah,
on.
you see
It's
nothing
just a
embarrassing.
typical list for a teacher, hey.
Okay, so I like to show you vocabulary, which I liked to use a lot when I was more active on Twitter. So normally, okay, yeah. So there are like 11 profiles here, right? So because I added like 11 profiles here, right, for the like as the source, like BBC Learning English, yeah, and some other, right? So basically, if you don't want these sources kind of mix, like to mix with your other like sources on your feed, right? Because it's the specific topic, right? So it's like somehow it resembles like content curation, right? So you add all of these to the list, and you only see the updates as part of this list. Okay, like vocabulary or whatever else you like. Okay. And one more thing I'd like to share when it comes to Twitter is the paperly newspaper that you can generate. And again, since let's say I haven't been doing this for a while, but just in case you might get interested. So this is so you don't see it, right? So you only see Twitter. So as you see, my recent Twitter posts, right, are all the latest English Learners Hub, right? So this is the name of my newspaper, like
Alright.
Twitter newspaper, right? So basically, so it's another way to kind of like of content curation. You choose blogs, you choose profiles on Twitter or some other sources, and actually like this tool generates a newspaper based on these sources, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
It is. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'll try to share this newspaper if possible. If the gods of sharing screen like favor us. Okay. So
Fingers
let's
crossed.
see. Yay. Okay. So, do you see a beautiful seagull? So what does it say? Oh, it said they can't access my screen. Oh, I don't know. Okay, sorry.
No worries.
Okay, maybe all right. One more attempt. Let's do one more.
Okay,
Oh,
something's
it should be
coming.
walking. Should
Yeah.
be walking. Is okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. So it just kind of, as you see, so yeah. So it takes. So as you see, my sources are, like this side. I forgot. I haven't been using it for a while, but there's like Julia Studies on Tumblr. There's Espresso English. There's Grammarly. You know, and so it kind of adds all these links together. So basically, this is the way. This is the way it works. Okay, so you can
Yes,
add all
you
this
know
content.
what I recalled? That because you're showing this right now, and I see there is LinkedIn as well. So many people think that LinkedIn is for people who are in business, in corporations, or I don't know, in banks, economics, everywhere. What about LinkedIn for teachers? Because you also mentioned this network.
Yeah, I did. But you see, again, I need to revive my LinkedIn profile, I guess. And I believe there's so many opportunities there, like these days. So I know people doing like amazing things on LinkedIn. So it's like you can find like, again, like colleagues, potential clients, you know, like again, like showcase your work, make yourself visible, you know, make connections with other people. So, and just because it's a professional network, I mean, there's so many, let's say, things that like an unpleasant things that you avoid just because it's a like professional network. And you know, like most of the stuff I believe is verified there, so it's not like I believe there are not so many opportunities for kind of some scams, and you know, if you see what I mean. So yeah, so again, I used to use it more actively, but I believe Instagram took over like everything else, because like these days it's something I used to like get in touch with colleagues, exchange opinions and experience. But I know that a lot of people like, love LinkedIn, and for a good reason. So and I believe for a modern professional it's a must to have a let's say uh, well taken care of LinkedIn profile. So yeah, and I guess this is one of my goals in the near future, to kind of take a look and, you know, kind of improve the way it looks.
If I may add from my experience, I would totally agree that LinkedIn really helpful in terms of looking for any kind of opportunities in terms of work and job, you know, just to extend your horizons. If you have a very good profile, then the chances are very high that you would be kind of noticed and invited, because first of all, LinkedIn works very well as a searching tool for all of these headhunters and HRs in case you are looking for jobs elsewhere, you know. I guess especially in the for example, China or Malaysia or Singapore, any kind of opportunities for us teachers, or anywhere in Europe. You can also be connected, of course, with the institutions itself. You can follow the leaders and follow the pages, and also stay in touch and be connected. And the thing is that I guess why LinkedIn is a little bit more difficult to use rather than Twitter, for example, or Instagram, because Instagram is all about visual stuff. And as we all know, 75% of people on the planet are visuals. That's why all of these pictures and TV and the screens, they are so catchy for our eyes. That's why actually Instagram, I guess, boosts so much, even in comparison to Twitter. But on LinkedIn, it's not it's not quite easy to even find the hashtags, to find the publications, to find the posts. But if you spend a little bit of time and just kind of try to understand how it works, then you will definitely nail it, and it will totally bring you value and just benefit, and also many people who are real personalities, and also kind of get connections and extend your network.
Sure, sure. Well, 100% with you on that.
Wonderful. Inna, have we covered all of the advantages and disadvantages of why
Yeah.
to dig into PLN?
Yeah, so I just can, let's say, make a short summary of what I wanted to say. Maybe it wasn't in the order I initially intended, but I believe I managed to cover all the points anyway. So first off, so like you need to understand why you need a professional learning network, what sort of people you're going to look for, what sort of information you are going to search, what topics you're going to focus on in the first place. Then so because network is not, it's about information sources, but it's also about people, right? So when you look for sources and you like information that you find, pay attention to like who posts it, who shares it, and based on this, I mean, take a look at what people you'd like to connect with. You know, like if you choose Twitter or any other source, I mean, it doesn't matter. So you can find the one that is more convenient for you. But in any case, it's great to not only to stay quiet, but to reach out, like to comment the posts, like to join the discussions, and to make sure that like you find something for yourself, that you choose something not because it's fun or attractive or something mainstream, but also because you feel that it helps you grow as a professional in the first place. It helps, and not only as a as a personality too, because when you get in touch with all those wonderful colleagues, I mean, there are so many insights that you get eventually, and they open a whole new perspective on so many things. And like I can say this from my own experience, and all the colleagues I've met, like because of this, like have helped me to understand something important about myself, about what I do and what I can potentially do. So go for it, definitely.
Yes, and please follow Inna's Twitter, Inna's Instagram, as I said already several times, because you will find a lot of information.
Oh,
And
thank you.
she's
I'd
a
appreciate
wonderful
that.
person. Just DM her and get all of the details and get all of the inspiration. Please give us a like if you liked this interview session. Ladies, thank you so much for your warm comments. It's a total pleasure that you enjoyed it. We were here for you. Guys, if you have any additional ideas on how to work with PLN, or you have something to add, just leave a comment below. Check out other videos, and if you liked this interview, please share it with anyone for whom it will be useful and helpful. And we hope to see you in our next sessions. Next week is planned already, and there is a list of guests I already have, so more to come. Thank you for being with us today. Inna, thank you so much for all of the ideas, for all of the experience that you shared. so many practical steps to follow. Thank you so much for sharing your
Oh,
knowledge.
it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. I mean, not a problem at all.
And we will have more sessions with Inna. We will have, just a sec, one more comment. We will have,
Oh, thank
I think on
you.
the list we have
Oh,
2 other interesting topics that we would like to cover, and we hope that it will also be helpful and provide lots of benefit for everyone, probably some insights. So just be posted. I will keep you posted, but you stay updated, guys. And yes, so we will announce everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with us. Thank you for your comments, and see you in our next sessions. Bye bye, everyone.
bye.